Hi, my name is Lara. Welcome to my channel, Inner Goddess Guidance. I am a personal coach. I was a teacher for 26 years, and I am a divine feminine on the twin flame path. I have created this channel to assist other people who are on the twin flame path, particularly divine feminines, using my experiences and my tools. And it's my greatest desire, my vision really, that each one of you finds your own inner guidance system. And, my tools, the techniques, the ideas that I have are really designed for you to pick and choose and put in your own toolbox and try out as you feel called to do. I really, really believe that the more you claim ownership over this journey, this process, that's where your control lies. And I know that this can feel like a journey that is out of control at times, but we're not really at the mercy of it. We are like sailboats, kind of. We get to adjust our sails to the winds that come. So, Spirit gives us the winds. It's all about divine mission, divine timing, and clearly other people's free will and what's going on for them. And we don't always know what that's going to be, but we are sort of like sailboats, and we can adjust our sails as need be so that we can stay on course and be buoyant and resilient no matter what happens. So that's my vision. Today I want to do something slightly different. I'm going to call in spirit first with the invocation, and then I'm going to pull a goddess oracle card, and I'm going to go ahead and read through the ritual for the full moon for whatever goddess oracle card comes out. It's a ritual that they include in the book for the goddess. That energy that comes out. But since it is the full moon today, I thought that I would read through the ritual for those of you who might be interested in working that into your full moon ritual today. So I want to talk a minute before I start about manifestation. A lot of people use the full moon as a time to set really clear intentions and to work with manifesting a vision. And I think there is a really crucial piece to manifesting that goes beyond just clarifying your vision. I believe that one of the key things to do when you're manifesting is not just hold the vision or ask for assistance from the divine. I think that it's really important to imagine, use your imagination, your power of visualization to create that vision in as much detail as you can. And when you're doing that, to imagine it being real to the point that you can feel in your body the sensations that you would feel when that vision is realized. So in other words, in the moment, you pull yourself so solidly into that vision that you can feel it, that you're creating the energetic reality of that vision in that moment. So that's my tip, is really to use your powers of imagination to pull yourself into whatever you are trying to manifest and clarifying that vision in such detail that you can actually energetically feel the reality of that vision in that moment. And then hold and savor the feeling for a duration of time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, and then let it go. Okay? You can always come back to that vision of that creating what that reality would feel like another time. But I would suggest that today, if you're doing a full moon ritual, you might do that. Okay, so I have a cat on my lap. If she jumps up or something, and she might make an appearance. I don't know. And her name is Luna. So here, let me lift her up. This is Luna. She's mommy cat. That's kind of appropriate that my black fuzzy cat named Luna, which is moon, right, would decide to make an appearance and want to sit on my lap for the reading. We'll see how long she stays. Okay, so the invocation. Dear Spirit of the universe, of love and light, please be with us in this time and place as we focus our collective intention on gaining wisdom and guidance for our journey toward healing and self-mastery. We ask for open hearts and open minds to receive the messages that will serve our highest and best good in the service of love in all forms, with deep gratitude. Thank you. So the Goddess Oracle card coming from Amy Sophia Marashinsky and Rana Janto's Goddess Oracle deck. Dear Spirit, please give us one goddess energy for this beautiful full moon day. Full moon in Capricorn, focused on hard work and stability. Oh, there she is. I always go on the floor. Okay. Goodbye, cat. Wow, we have Maat, Justice. Interesting. Maat, Justice. I always think of justice and injustice and how we want things to be fair all the time. I do. It's almost inborn, right? From when we're little kids. Maat, Justice. I am the law of truth, the path of integrity, preserver of the code, and in my heart justice lives. I weigh all deeds against my feather of truth. I weigh all deeds, and they should prove the heavier. Then I give the lesson. Oh, sorry. I weigh all deeds, and should they prove the heavier, then I give the lessons. I create the opportunities. I open the pathways. I graciously bestow that which needs to be learned to right all wrongs. Maat was an ancient Egyptian goddess of law, order, truth, and justice. With her feather of truth, she weighed the souls of all who came to her subterranean hall of judgment. She would place her plume on the scales opposite the heart of the deceased. If the scales balanced, the deceased could feast with deities and spirits of the dead. If the heart was heavy, the deceased was turned over to a Hamet, underworld goddess who is part hippopotamus, part lion, part crocodile, to be devoured. Meaning of the card, Maat has come with her feather of truth to assist you in bringing justice into your life. Are you in a situation that seems unfair, unjust, unreasonable? Have you used integrity, yet another or others have not? Hang on. Have you used integrity, yet another or others have not, and now you are wounded and seek justice? Have you not been honest in your words, your deeds, your actions? Are you being unjust to others, to yourself? Perhaps your standards are so rigid that you find them impossible to meet and continually need to rebel? Do you have an inner judge who condemns you for any infractions in his or her rule? Now is time to look at your life and invite justice in. Now is the time to repay all debts, to strike a fair and reasonable balance in all your dealings. Maat says that the way to wholeness for you lies in accepting the loving nature of justice, which seeks to right all wrongs by administering the lessons needed. So I'm reading the ritual suggestion this time. All of these Goddess Oracle cards do come with a ritual suggestion that goes with them to work with that energy. And you might want to work this into your full moon ritual today, or just do the ritual suggestion just because. Find a time and place where and when you will not be disturbed. You may want to wear clothing that is different from your everyday apparel. You may want to light some incense and/or candles. Do what is comfortable for you. Cast your circle by calling in or becoming the elements earth, air, fire, water. Call in whatever you need or want to call in. Power animals, the goddess and the god, the great mystery, Grandmother Moon. Once you have cast the circle and called in what or whoever you choose, you are ready to call in Maat. You may want to put the card representing Maat in the center of the circle, or include something that represents Maat to you. So something that represents justice, for example, scales, or pull out the justice card if you have a tarot deck, or just look up Maat online and print out her picture. It is best when you are calling in a goddess to use your own words and speak directly from your heart. It is not the words you use that matter. It is the intent, coming sincerely and directly from the heart. Close your eyes and call her in with drumming, chanting, dancing, singing, with words spoken out loud or in silence. Open to her and sense, see, or feel her presence. Now, hand over to her what requires justice in your life. Feel the situation being lifted off your shoulders. Really sense, see, or feel that Maat is going to take care of it. It is out of your life, off your back, removed from your mind. Thank Maat for coming and release her with gratitude. Now, release what you have called in. Allow yourself to feel, sense, or see the circle you have cast disappearing into the air. Welcome back. That's beautiful. It fits really well with a full moon ritual. It is about releasing, asking her to create the justice, and taking time to reflect on those things that you feel either were unjustly done to you, or things that you have done in the past that you still carry, that you feel that you did to somebody else that were unjust. It reminds me too of, and sometimes I think about this in relationship to the twin flame journey. I'm not in a 12-step program, but I do know some of the steps because I know people who are in 12-step programs. And it reminds me that one of the steps, not sure which one it is, somebody who does know can make a comment below, but one of the steps is about making amends. And I know we're talking about turning it all over to Maat, and I think that's fine. But I also think there are things we carry with us that we hold because we know we did something that was against our integrity, that was not just. And we carry that burden with us, and we need to make amends for it. We need to apologize if possible. Sometimes we can't apologize. When you're in a situation where you can't apologize, it's impossible. You can also use the full moon ritual to write out what you would say to that person, to apologize to that person, and let it go. Burn it, for example. put it on the wishing paper that I suggested in the full moon ritual stuff, and let it go. I'm thinking about a few people in my life who have passed away. There were 3 people in my life that passed away that I felt like I had unfinished business with. One was my grandfather. Before he died, it was hard to see him, and I was scared. And I had a little kid, and I had been going to read to him, and I knew that he missed me. But he was going through dementia, and I was scared. And so when he passed, I carried that guilt. Today, I think I will write that one down. And even though I know he forgives me, the problem is not with him. The problem is that I still hold the guilt. And I need to let that go for me. I believe very strongly that we communicate with people who have passed in our lives. In fact, I have had 3 powerful experiences through dreams or visions of people who've passed that have come to visit me. I had a friend, and she and I had had a falling out for years. We barely spoke. Even though we worked together, we sort of just avoided each other. And we had been no close. And then she got very sick, and she died. And I said something to her through a prayer at the time, that I was so sorry. And then, just a few days after she died, I had a dream. And in that dream, I was sitting in a booth at a restaurant, and she appeared. And she was beautiful. If you can imagine that every burden that we carry that creates any wrinkles or stress on our face and our life, anything that would sort of energetically deplete us or hurt us or just drag us down, it was all gone. And she was in her divine, beautiful form. And when I saw her, the first thing I said was, "You look beautiful." And she said, "Thank you." And the next thing I said was, "I am so sorry." And she said, "I know." If you can, say you're sorry to people in present time. Do it. It's funny how just those 2 words repair a lot. When they're said sincerely and from the heart, they repair a lot. And all the things we never said we're sorry for, I think we sort of carry with us. So today, on this full moon, think about Maat and the parts of your life that you are maybe carrying the feeling of injustice, things you need to say sorry for. Now I'm going to pause the video while I go blow my nose. Okay, I think this will work to just continue. Didn't expect that to happen. That was really powerful. Okay, we are going to pick a healing card for the day from the Carolyn Miss, a daily practice for maintaining spiritual balance. Dear Spirit, oh, came right out. Oh, that's the same one as yesterday, so I'm going to just, please give us one card for healing today we can focus on. Maybe something with justice, forgiving, letting go, something for the full moon that might be healing. It says, tranquility at home leads to health. We've had that one before too. Home is for resting, renewal, warmth, and love. If this is not the atmosphere in your home, what can you do today that contributes to changing it? Maybe there's somebody in your home you need to say you're sorry to. It's funny how it's the people that, well, it's not funny. It's somewhat tragic that it's the people in our lives all the time that we hurt the most, sometimes inadvertently, and we don't always speak our desire to apologize. Sometimes I think, a really healing thing to do, I don't have the prayer with me, but I'll stick it, I'll pin it in the comments, but there's a beautiful Buddhist prayer that asks for forgiveness, and it kind of just says, if there's anything that I've done knowingly or unknowingly, out of neglect or unintentionally or intentionally, it just sort of says, if there's anything that I've ever done, I want to apologize for it. Please forgive me. Yeah. Okay. Last but not least in any stretch, I'm going to use the Mystic Moon Oracle cards. And I have to say now, I've done several readings for myself, and I've used them twice on our stuff. And I really love these cards. And I just want to tell you why. The reason why is that when Angela put these together, she not only did a really good job of choosing really nice images, for example. Union card, by the way, on the bottom with the moon. Isn't that beautiful? Nice synchronicity to have that on the bottom of the deck right now, right? Anyway, so, but she doesn't include a pamphlet that tells you exactly how you're supposed to interpret it. And I love that, because it forces me to use my intuition and interpret it my way. And it makes me feel like there's no right way. And sometimes with tarot cards or oracle decks, even though they can be very detailed and beautiful, like I love the Alana Fairchild decks. They're very thorough. She writes a lot and channels a lot. But there's a right way to interpret the card, and it feels like you need to do a ton of research to learn the cards in order to know how to do it right, as if, you might make a mistake. And what I love about these cards is that it does rely on your intuition, your interpretation, or my interpretation, and it's great. So anyway, let's get a message for the full moon, for the highest and greatest good of the Divine Feminine Collective, or all of us who are here together, whoever we are, okay? So Spirit, would you please give us 3 cards today from, oh, okay, well, here's two. Give us one more card, please, from Mystic Moon's Oracle deck for the Divine Feminine Collective for our full moon in Capricorn today. Just one more card, please. There it is. Okay, so we've got settling and patience, which are very much, to me, similar energies. And then mirroring. So I'm going to suggest that you interpret these for whatever is your situation. So right now, as you think of the word settling, what comes to mind for you? Is it about, are you settling for something less than what you want? Is it that kind of settling? Or is it settling as in sitting still and letting any confusion? I think of water that has like particles in it, or like a snow globe when you've shaken it up. Is it about sitting still so things can settle, so that we can see them clearly again, or see through the water? Patience. This is a hard one for me. It's hard for me to be patient when I want something badly. Are there things in your life that you are having a hard time being patient for? I have a feeling I know what that could be. Patience. What does that mean for you? And mirroring. So, what does mirroring bring to mind for you? Oftentimes in twin flame readings, we talk about mirroring it with our beloved. Sometimes I think of excuse me while I wipe my nose again. I think about how what I see in the world, what I see outwardly is a lot about what's going on inside. I'm projecting that outward. How are you mirroring? What are you seeing? How does that mirror what's inside of you, or what your issues are? So hopefully that was hopefully you interpreted it. If you interpreted them differently, patience, settling, and mirroring, make a comment in the comment box about how you interpreted them. That'd be kind of cool to find out all the different ways that this had meaning for you. And that's why I love her deck. Because we can all interpret what it means through our own lenses, through our own intuition. It makes us rely on our intuition, right? I hope you have a beautiful full moon. I hope that gave you some ideas. I can see that I have some healing to do today. Didn't expect that emotional part to come up, but Justice, Maat, yeah, I'm going to use her in my full moon ceremony today. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful time letting go and releasing, but also manifesting your visions. Really use your imagination to absorb yourself into that vision and make it a good one. And then savor the feelings as they come into your body as you imagine that manifesting and what that will feel like for you. Have a beautiful full moon. Bye.